My name is Tolu Adefolaolu. I'm in Faculty of Law. I'm in final year, I'm 500 level. I'm 22. I'm single. I live in Minna, Niger State. My mom stays in Minna, Niger State. I school here. Presently, I would say I have grown from who I used to be and my perception of leadership and politics. I'm the first child of 3 children from my mom, although I have elder siblings, but from my mom, I'm the first child, so I'm always the elderly one at home. So I've always been the one to take responsibility, but it never really dawned on me that I could be a leader. Not to impress you, but when I came for Young Women Leadership Program, I really learned a lot, and I noticed some leadership skills in me, but I was still not so confident to go out for it or do anything. But right now, I think I'm better. Politically, I'm more inclined. I want to listen to news. I want to see more women in leadership. I read so much. After the program, I went online. I read so much about women leaders, and now I'm a leader in a sub-unit in the Faculty of Law. It's called the Law Clinic. The Law Clinic is a platform for students to practice what they've learned in class. So usually we come to class and we're taught how to do this, how to draft this, but in the Law Clinic we're able to take up pro bono cases for indigenes of Gwagwalada community. So we do things for them. We go out for advocacy, sensitization programs, and any other like a non-profit organization. We get sponsors too, from New Life, from MacArthur Foundation, from some other people, and this has the backing of the Senate, of NUC, of the school. So it's a very big thing. And then when I became the leader, I'm the first female leader it started up in 2008, University of Abuja. I became a leader in 2014. So I became a leader in 2014. I'm the first female leader of the Law Clinic, and so far it has been trying, but and very, very, I don't know what the word to use now, very complex and demanding, but I've tried my best and I'm a better person now. I can't stand in front of a camera before. And the Law Clinic is something that we have to go out and talk to children. We go out and talk to children about their rights. We go out and talk to Okada riders, to policemen. We had a program last year where we had to bring all law enforcement agencies in Gwagwalada together. I had to talk in front of elderly people. And so I've learned how to act drama, have to lead about 50 to 60 people, because it's like on merit. You have to go to an interview before you are taken into the Law Clinic. So you have to be able to analyze people that are your mates and then younger than you. So I'm a lot better right now. So I think so far in 1 year, I'm handing over on Monday. We sent for this on Monday. The banner is over there. So I'm looking forward to it because it has been very demanding and I want to leave school too. But I'm very grateful for the knowledge, for the time, for the opportunity to learn, to be a leader. Okay, the most outstanding one for me is that I got to travel to the United States in April 2015. Yes, 2015. There's a competition called the Client Interviewing and Counseling Competition. We went for the national. Although I was among the group of participants that were being trained for the competition, but you have to be in a pair. 2 people, 1 boy, 1 girl, or 2 girls. But so me and my partner did not do too well compared to the other 2 teams. So they chose somebody else. But as the head of the clinic, I was elected by the dean to go along. So I just did paid for my passport. The school paid for our tickets, our visa, and everything. And so I had like 2 weeks vacation because I was just going to cheer the team up, just do well and encourage them and train them, help them, because I was part of the training. So that's the most outstanding one for me, and it melts my heart that because there's no way I would have been picked. The other people that were being trained, if I was not the head of the clinic, I wouldn't have been picked. I would have just been sidelined. Okay, you did well, but you're not the best, so just sit down. So it just like, it was just overwhelming that because I was picked to do this and I did it well, and then the dean of the faculty said I should go, and so it made my mom proud, made my family members proud. So I'm just very happy about that. That's how it has affected my life. And then, as I've said before, I'm more confident now. I can stand in front of camera, in front of people and talk. Not very well, I can still stammer sometimes, but at least I'm getting there. And then in school, I'm more inclined now to politics. Before it just used to be, anytime I hear corruption, it just used to be something abstract. Like, okay, it's just there. As far as I have bed to eat, I have a bed to sleep, and it's okay. But now, once I see something going around in society, I walk around and I tell my friend, don't throw it on the floor, keep Nigeria clean. So the thing, like, being a leader has exposed me to different things about the society, about politics, and I don't just wait for leaders up there to do something. As a leader, you can change something in your own environment. A little space. The power to change the world is the same power you have to change the corner of your street. So I learned that as a leader. So it helps me to be a better Nigerian, a better citizen, not to point fingers too much, even though you can point fingers sometimes. Well, I chose that because, like I said, that I wouldn't have been nominated to go if I wasn't the leader of the head of the clinic. And why was I elected to be the head of the clinic? The previous, that's the 500 students that have graduated, they're in law school now, and my course mates, they're in the law clinic, conducted an election, and they voted me into the position. So I didn't know. Okay, the criteria was that the predecessor, like the head of clinic that handed over to me, like, I'm always around, I'm always on time, I'm more committed, I do things with excellence, I go beyond what I was asked to do and everything. And so maybe they noticed the leadership skills in that I didn't notice myself. And then just recently, the coordinator of the law clinic, is a lecturer that is the coordinator, did a profile of all the outgoing executives and put it on our Facebook page. And then he commented about everybody. She's brilliant, she's fast, she can do this, she can do that. But amongst everybody, I was the only one he put that she has innate leadership skills. So I don't know, maybe that's what they saw and made me the head of the clinic, because you don't campaign. Like on Monday now, usually everybody, like, there's already news, it's going to be the next clinic head, everybody's there forming cliques already, let's vote this person. But you don't come out and print posters or banners and everything. Just on Monday, we are going to share out slips and everybody's going to vote, and we're going to count the votes, and we're going to announce who the head of the clinic is. So that's how it happened. So I don't really know how I became head of a clinic, but I know that at least to an extent I tried to do my best. I tried to be on time, to do all I was supposed to do every time. The last 1 year, most significantly, I used to be very lazy. I used to be very lazy, but now I'm punctual most of the time. So, and then I used to procrastinate a lot. And then I remember something that was said that day vividly. I still have my notes. Don't procrastinate. I don't know, I think the founder of GOTNI, him himself, talked about, or his wife, somebody said something about not procrastinating, not leaving what you have to do. All my assignments, until there's a deadline, I do not do them. I don't read until it's time for exams. So, but now I'm better at that, because when you're a leader, you cannot be in the hostel or relaxing when you're having a program and everybody has to be around. So as a leader, my coordinator will even tell you have to be the first person on ground. It became part of me. So every time there's something, we have to be here by 8 o'clock, I'm here by 7:30. And it helps me in other areas of my life. Number two. How have I changed? My dress sense. It just is anyhow. Nobody knows you. Just walk into class and come out. Anyhow, you just wake up, rush and come to class, and then. But now you have to be particular. What if you are going to go to FRSC today? What if you are going to go to town today? So I have to dress corporately every day. I cannot wear contraband shoes or whites or skirts. That has helped me and helped me outside also. So I have to dress properly. Okay, first, I think one thing that has also made me to change is reading books. I used to like to read books, but just novels. So a lot of students are trained to read a lot of novels. But after a while, I think after I came for the Young Women Leadership Program, it said something about reading 2 books a month or reading wide. So now, because of exams, I've not read any book, but usually in a month I try to read 2 or 3 books. So it expands, like it makes you to travel. You are in a room, but you've gone to different countries, gone to different scenarios. So different things. It makes you to think outside the box. What every other person doesn't know, you know. Every other advantage they don't have, you have. Some ways to do things better. You get that. And then also encouragement from my family, from my mom, and from the memory of my late father. My dad died last year, but he was a very hardworking person. He also made a mark in his own sphere of influence. And so anytime I think about him, I try to, like, anytime I'm like, okay, I'm not the head of clinic, he would have been proud to know that I'm the head of clinic. He would have been proud to know that I traveled outside the country. He would have been proud to know that Tolu can stand in front of an audience. Now, he would have been proud to know that I'm doing well in other areas of my life. He would have been proud to know that I'm no more lazy. So it keeps on driving me to think about what other people are expecting from me. And then Nigeria as a whole, I gave up hope. I gave up on Nigeria, but now I have hope back. So then I think like, okay, I want to be one different person in leadership in Nigeria. I want to be one different person as a lawyer, whichever career I finally place my legs in future. I want to be one different Nigerian that won't cut corners, that won't be corrupt. So that's one thing. So I have to build up myself now that I'm in school. So that's another motivating factor. The TV, news, movies, friends, YWLP, GOTNI, so something, all those other. I've attended some other seminars also. I cannot remember everything for now, but recently I attended a leadership seminar in permanent sites. It was hosted by a religious group, so I attended. It was very nice too. But preparing you was a month ago. Was ending up not up to a month. Last week in July. Was preparing final year students for life after school. So opened up our eyes to how to be excellent in the workplace, not to do what every other person is doing, but to do something to change Nigeria. I'm trying to think who benefits more. Me. I think I'm benefiting more. Nigeria will benefit. Nigeria is benefiting because one added person that is on the road to being a better person, being a better citizen. It's the advantage. First, let me start with myself again. I'm disadvantaged because my social life, I don't really get to do stuff that I like to do or go out, or because I have the law clinic, I have my academics, and my final year, I'm writing my final project, long essay, and then you have to meet the cutoff to get to law school. So once you just think of watching a movie, you'll be like, no, I beg, I don't have the time. So my social life it's and then my academics, it affects my academics because law clinic is a lot of work. Their subheads under the head of clinic, but they have their own particular area: human rights, pre-trial, Freedom of Information Act, and everything. So once it's Freedom of Information Act and they are done, they just pack their things and leave. But I have to go around, do everything. He wants to go to town, I'm the one to go to town. There's a program somewhere, I'm the one to represent. So sometimes I miss my lecture. Sometimes he has to go and beg on my behalf for me to submit my assignments after the deadline. So that's one thing. My academics too have suffered. If not just for now, because of the exams, things have been on low key. It's not disturbing us anymore because it knows we have to read for exams. But during the course of the semester, my academics and then my family too. Because when you have school, you have law clinic, you get home late in the night, and you're like, okay, my mom might be in church or she might be sleeping, and you don't call, and when she calls, you miss her call. So they've been complaining that you're the only one going to school and all that. So I think my family, so I've not been able to keep in touch. I used to be very close to, I'm a very homely person. I usually like to call my parents and my siblings very often, but that's not the case anymore because there's not so much time. As I leave school, I think the first thing is to find the right association, because sometimes I'm a bit beat down in school because you have friends that are telling you, why are you taking it on your head? Why are you the one that wants to change Nigeria? Or why are you being, like, when you just try and make them see some things that they don't really understand, you just get demeaning comments, and they're very discouraging. So when you hear people telling you that, I beg, just Nigeria's cake or it's national cake and everything, don't do too much. So I think the first thing I do after, because usually another thing that the law clinic teaches us is how to be ethically conscious lawyers and socially responsible lawyers. And so you can't be corrupt and be ethically conscious or socially responsible. And so other classmates or other laws and other University of Abuja students don't understand that. And so sometimes they say things that even discourage them, like, it's true. Can this change? Actually, look at the way Nigeria is bad and everything. So I think the first thing I would do, so that I will not just after school pack up, I'm not more the head of clinic and just then I'll be a corrupt person, so, and then leave off all my principles. I think I'll find people or associations that will help me build up. Then I'll also read more and try and enlighten myself better on things about society, about leadership, about politics in Nigeria. Well, more trainings. I think the thing about Nigeria, we need a lot of awareness in Nigeria. Like, some people hear some things, but everybody knows corruption. But when you say corruption, like now, except maybe for a few people, everybody thinks corruption is bribery or collecting some money. And so when there's awareness about, okay, corruption is throwing litter on the floor, corruption is lying, is cheating the exam hall, is lying when your classmate did not come to class. Corruption is just doing something that is not the standard. So I think when people know these things, they are okay, like, so they stop pointing fingers and then they get to change themselves. But if everybody has the mentality that they are doing it, I can do it. So I think that's one way, awareness, and you can do that through trainings, through seminars, through advocacy programs in universities, because usually the future of Nigeria is in the youth, so you can do that in the country.
GOTNI, building outstanding leaders.